Hey guys, this is Effective Kill with LA Noire, covering the patrol cases and our force case, Buyer Beware. And we've got another override, another save. We'll just do what we did last time. Now the cool thing actually about this when you replay cases is it keeps your story exactly where it is. You can get a higher score, but it doesn't really influence the story much if you fail, I believe. It kind of sucks how that isn't influenced heavily by what you do. But other than that, it is a very good game. I am about a level 14 or 15 officer, which means I've gathered a lot of landmarks and cars and gotten a lot of street cases, which each street case gets you 15 XP. Find a landmark, a golden film reel, a badge if you borrowed it at GameStop. Cars get you 5 XP for finding all those. Doing cases like stringing questions together gets you 15.
For every cop, there's the case that makes you. Gives you that leg up. Gets you recognized as a shining new star in the squad. The case that you solve that shows that you have the gumption, the gung-ho, the get up and go to make you stand out from your average rank-and-file patrolman. This could be the one, Cole.
Didn't know if you hear that, but that was 5 shots. You're going to want to remember that. That is key information.
LAPD, could you stand clear of the body, please? Has anyone called an ambulance?
We've called an ambulance and the police, but I'm afraid he's dead.
This guy is the doctor.
Okay, stand
How
from
great
the
is
back and
he?
Move along. It's your choice, but make it quick, people.
We
Hey,
will beat
Cole.
you if we are given
You got
permission.
here quick. My beat crosses 7th Street.
Okay. You're first reporting then. We'll get a perimeter going and move the crowd on. You better see what you can find out before the homicide dicks show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
Now this is something typically that I guess traffic doesn't do much of.
I've seen everything.
Now we're gonna examine the body.
Everybody stay
I'm
back.
gonna
Let us do
spoil
our
it saying
job.
on there's nothing on his arms. There's nothing on his face. But there is something in this pocket that's interesting. Gonna want to remember these clues. Bank of Arcadia for payments.
C. Galetta. Layaway receipt. Pearl earrings. Made out to Bank of Arcadia.
Now the one thing that baffles my mind is I don't know if they were doing fingerprints at the time. I doubt it. But it just kind of baffles my mind how they can't really... Here is another clue that you may miss the first time. It's shell casings.
These look like 32s.
That should give you a clue to what type of weapon that he was shot with. And he was shot in broad daylight, so always something. This guy is going to be very helpful, show you where everything is that you need to find.
FN Browning. Serial number 01138.
That was a very common gun used overseas, especially in
Eagleton's gun
World
store's a
War
couple
II.
blocks from here. This guy in the crowd
Yeah,
thinks he's
that's another location.
You better take a statement.
This is something that I actually didn't know the first time, is that you could talk to this guy.
Right. Yes, it's a dead person.
Sir, I'm Officer Phelps. What exactly did you see?
I heard the shots. I thought it was a car backfiring. I saw a girl run at the shoe store.
Okay, there we go. Now we got another objective and a new POI, so we have a secondary witness.
If you think she's lying, don't be afraid to get forceful. Verbally, of course.
Verbally abuse her if you have to.
Everything without proof. Lawyers love that shit. And if you're sure she's straight up, try the general approach. See what you can coax out of her.
As you'll soon notice in LA, not everyone is the most truthful of people. Not everyone also lies.
I'm Officer Phelps.
Get over here.
I'm here about the shooting.
Where's my sandwich?
Did you know the victim?
He was my boss, Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage's first name.
Everett.
And you are?
Galleta. Clovis Galleta.
Here we see how the questions are things. The questions are on the right, the information about her is on the left. You can also review evidence while asking questions, or after you ask a question, you can review the evidence and look at her facial expression. That is only really done when you accuse her of lying and you're trying to see, or if you don't know what she's
You think
exactly
you could tell
doing.
me exactly what happened, miss?
I look around the shops at lunch. I was in the store when Mr. Gage, my boss, bursts in yelling that I'm late on my lunch.
And?
We came back. I was angry. I walked in front. I heard shots. I
Now,
turned
what do you guys think
saw Mr.
so
Gage
far?
fall.
You can see she's not maintaining eye contact, looking away. Yeah. These are the few ones that are... It's going to tell you at first what you need to ask these people.
You're lying, Miss
So,
Coletta.
she's a liar.
You know what happened and why. You're going to tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've done nothing wrong. How can you prove different?
Because I have evidence. Let's see. I believe it's the layaway
Your
voucher.
pearl earrings, Miss Coletta. You've been paying for them for a whole year. Stop lying. Tell me what happened at the jewelry store.
Oh, God! I won't lose the earrings, will I?
You could lose your freedom, you little fool, if you don't stop obstructing a murder investigation.
Mr. Kalu. Edgar Kalu. He runs the jewelry store. He's showing me a lovely watch. Mr. Gage bursts in. Mr. Kalu gets very angry with Mr. Gage, and they start yelling at each other. Mr. Gage tells me that all of the things in the store are junk, nickel-plated, made in Japan, and yells at me to get back to work.
Then what happened?
We get back here, and I hear a loud bang. Mr. Gage clutches at his back. I hear another bang, and another, and another. Mr. Gage falls to his knees. It looked very painful.
Jesus. Did get shot in the fucking back.
Which jewelry store?
Hartfield. Broadway, between 5th and 6th.
Did you see the person who shot Mr. Gage?
Of course I did. Mr. Cavill looked very angry. He kept firing the gun. He kept pulling the trigger. He threw the gun in a bin and turned and walked away.
Yeah. It won't be as obvious this as you get later on, but you could tell she's keeping something from her. And the cool thing is that there's a special little chime that'll play. You'll either get this,
Miss Coletta. Is that what
if you answer correctly. If you don't get that, you've answered
Tell me
wrong.
why Mr. Kalu
And you
shot
will miss
Mr.
key
Gage.
evidence.
Mr. Gage hates Jews. A lot of people do. It's not my fault if he has nice things.
Okay. That gives you a motive.
How many
right
shots
there.
did you hear,
You'd
Miss
need
Coletta?
all these in order to
Difficult
convict.
remember. It sounded like there were so many, and they were so loud.
Now really, that's a simple response. She looks like she's clearly distraught. She saw a guy get shot. So she's most likely telling the truth. There's no reason to think that she's lied.
I need you to concentrate, Miss Coletta. Even minor details can become important later on.
Well, there was one bang, and then another, and then 3 very quickly, close together. 5.
Thank you for your help, ma'am. Been very brave. We'll need you to make a formal statement about what happened to Mr. Gage.
Does that mean I can still collect my... Never mind.
Jesus.
Yes, officer, I'll make a statement.
As you can see, it just talked about something called intuition points. Intuition points are a little interesting in the fact that you can use them while questioning to delete a response. Like, let's say you don't know if they're to doubt them or lying, or you don't know if they're telling the truth or they're lying, but you know they're not doubting. You can use that to kick out a response and find out more. You can also use it to find possible community answers, what most people have asked and answered. That'll be a helpful thing. That only works if you're online. And the third, you can use an intuition point to find every clue in the known area to help your case.
And the murderer. The girl saw it all. Our killer works at a jewelry store called Hartfield.
That's a couple of blocks from here.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Tate, maintain the perimeter.
Now, we're going to be going a little off than we should be. Is actually, you may think, hey, I can just go to the jewelry store and get the guy. But no. It's recommended that you go to the gun store because the gun was thrown in the bin, but you can't entirely prove, from what you've seen, that he did it. You know he did it, but you cannot prove it. That's what the basis of this game is about. You need proof in order to... You need proof in order to get confessions. If you're honking your siren, you seem to take a little less money and a little less punishment. If you're plowing through a street without a siren, he'll be like, Jesus, what the hell are you doing? I don't typically do the driving portions as much in this game, but as you can see from my map, these little landmarks, these are landmarks. I've found all the landmarks. I will close the video eventually in one of my videos, probably on the last case, or I mean the end of this case, and I will show on the map in free roam where to find all of these things. It's not that hard to find them, but the basis of sometimes it doesn't register until you get the frontal view. Now occasionally people will move over to the right lane, which is true in real life for police cars, but sometimes they're just stupid and they don't do anything. Oh shit! I'm lucky it cut. I was gonna smash right into that building and die. You can't actually die if you smash up your police car. Your police car will start lighting itself on fire, but it will never explode. Well, all we're gonna really cover in the rest of the part of the video is talking with the gun owner. After that, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to split it into another video because it will be reaching the 15-minute time limit, and I'm not sure exactly how long my videos can go. If they can go up to 20 minutes, I can cover most cases in just 2 parts, but the next case will most likely take 3 to 4 parts.
Officer, what can I do you for?
Officers Phelps and Dunn, sir, Wilshire Division. We need you to trace a serial number.
Sure. What's the make and model?
FN Browning, model 1922. The serial number is 01138.
You don't say. Well, I didn't sell it. Europeans love them, but it's pretty rare you find one over here. Although I did have one in here a couple of weeks back.
Remember the owner?
Yeah. Kalu. Edgar Kalu was his name. Thing looked like he'd never been fired, but
There
he
you
brought it
go.
in here for cleaning anyway. And he bought a box of cartridges and he left.
You know where we can find Mr. Kalu?
Told me he was on his lunch break. Said he worked at Hartfield jewelry store just up on Broadway.
Thanks for your help.
There you go. If you didn't get the information from the lady or the bin, now you have the full information, and it's not necessary for cases. You won't preside over cases. It'd be kind of cool if you could do that, like question the person if they're telling the truth or not on the stand. As you can see, I am level 4 between 14 and 15. I have every level you get an intuition point. I've actually used up 3 by accident, which was really stupid, so I have about 11. There's an achievement for stringing 4 questions together using 3 intuition points, or using 4 intuition points. It's easy enough to do. Set this as our destination.
You're behind the wheel.
And make him drive. Said before, very fun game. I hope you guys are enjoying my commentary because I plan to keep continuing the commentary, filling in little bits of logic and other things, maybe a little Hollywood history. But actually, an interesting thing is that it wasn't always called Hollywood. It was called Hollywood Land. The basis is the sign was taken down because the fact that the land part kept falling off. So then it was just called Hollywood. And that's how it was known. And all the landmarks in here are real in-game landmarks that do exist in the area. The map is not that small. To drive to one portion to another, you're going to take a very long time. Now, hopefully it cuts off before I go inside, so I can end it. And here we go. This is the end of part 1. Part 2 will be a short video, because it will involve a chase, a interview, a confession, and various other things. See you guys later.